All right, welcome back, everybody, to another Lego building live stream. If you can't tell by the title, oh my God! If you can't tell by the title, we are going to be building a Mandalorian set today, and I chose this set in particular along with Dio. Well, I just needed to build Dio. There wasn't a particular reason why I chose it, but anyhow, I chose this set because we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Chapter 14 today. That is the 6th episode of the second season that premiered today. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up right now. We will be talking spoilers. I'm going to wait probably about 5 minutes into the stream. We'll go ahead and dive into the spoilers just because I know people are just now joining into the stream. So I'm going to wait 5 minutes and then we'll start talking about spoilers for today's episode. So if you haven't seen that episode, definitely go ahead, stop the stream, go watch the episode. I think it's only about 30 minutes long. We'll definitely be here for more than 30 minutes, so you have plenty of time to go watch the episode, come back, and we'll still be talking about it. We'll have Colt and we'll have Jedi Bob, our normal co-host, I believe, joining us here, so I cannot wait. Bricka, what's up, man? I was actually saying that you should maybe pop in if you have thoughts on the newest episode of The Mandalorian. Oh, he already says, bruh, the episode made me so mad. Oh, gosh. So, again, I'm not talking spoilers until 5 minutes in, but I just want to say that I did really like this episode. So, I'll just leave it at that. We'll talk spoilers in, I don't know, where are we at right now? Well, my timer thing's wrong because I started streaming like a couple minutes. Never mind. How long have we actually been streaming? Why does it say 5 minutes? Have we actually been streaming for 5 minutes? I hope there wasn't like a... Oh, boy. I'm going to have to see when it actually started. Because it says 5 minutes on the YouTube thing, too. Oh, well. All right, well, anyhow, we'll go ahead and get started, guys. So we do have the two sets here. So we have the Brickheads, the Mandalorian, and the Child set. I don't think it's available. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Is it still available? I know it began selling this year, but I haven't seen it on shelves recently, so I don't know. Who's that? Who's joining us?
It's Cole of Christensen.
Yeah? It's Cult of Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen to me, I hate the prequels, or...
Is
great
that your impression of Cult? Fair enough. So you've watched today's episode then, right?
Nope.
Oh no, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
I watched half of it.
Oh, so you know what happens, kind of?
Wait. I know what characters are in the episode. I don't know what happens to the characters in the episode.
How do you watch half an episode and not finish a Mandalorian episode?
I don't know. They were in the middle of a action sequence, and I was like, oh, okay, I can skip this. Or pause it, not skip it.
Okay, I was like, all right. $5 from Vader X. He says Jon Favreau gives us Cloud 9, Chapter 14, Round 2 of Insanity, after Cloud 9 of Chapter 13. Me after seeing both. Is this heaven? That is a good point, Vader X.
I don't know. Is it heaven? That's a question for you to decide.
I'm trying to remember what was last week's episode. Oh, it was the Ahsoka episode, right?
Yeah.
I already I don't know. Things have been blending together in my head recently. I swear. I kind of want to turn slow mode off. Honestly, the comments are too slow.
What's the slow mode on?
40 seconds per message.
That's way too long. I would turn it 15.
That's what I was thinking. All right, let me edit that for you guys. I'm gonna turn it to 15. I knew that was too long. All right, there we go. I finally figured out how slow-mo works.
Yay!
I know. All right, so as I was saying, we're going to be building the Brickheads, Mandalorian, and the Child, or Grogu, as we all know him now, or Baby Yoda. I still like Baby Yoda, personally.
I just like calling him the kid.
All right, or that. So this is set 75317. It is a $20 set, I believe. Looks pretty cool. Only thing I don't like about it is you don't have Beskar armor Mando, which is fine. This is when he meets Baby Yoda for the first time. So at that time, he didn't have the Beskar armor yet. So that makes sense, I guess, in terms of what the set, because it's supposed to be the first time they meet, I think. As for the second set, we'll be building Dio, the probably most exciting Lego Star Wars set of 2020. If I'm being honest, I don't know what's worse, this set or the helmets. I don't know.
No, I just got the episode spoiled.
What?
Someone accidentally put it in chat. Simeon deleted it, and I'm like, what did Simeon delete? And then I looked at it, and I'm like, I can't believe
you should have finished the episode. But anyhow, yeah, so this is Dio 75278. It's 519 pieces. I can't believe they were selling this set for $70. Does that sound right to you, Mr. Bob? Yes, maybe so.
What?
The Dio set was it? It was $70.
It's too much.
As of right now, it is $55 on Amazon. That seems like a fairer price, but this thing shouldn't have been over $50. Let's be honest. Dio, I guess I didn't dislike him in The Rise of Skywalker, but he certainly wasn't that interesting in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't pay $20 for that set, so it's worthless.
Yeah, so, we're going to build it. Obviously, we're more interested in, this set right here and just talking about the Mandalorian today. But, yeah, so both of these sets were provided by LEGO, so I really appreciate, LEGO, even though I'm ripping on their pricing. Just saying how it is, guys. It's not the greatest set. Yeah, don't want to lie. No. All right, so I guess we'll start with the Brickhead set. What do you think, Mr. Bob?
Yeah, I'm only gonna be here for 5 minutes.
But... What? Where are you going?
I have to go to work.
Oh, you have work today.
Yeah.
Are you gonna drive in the car again like you did last time?
No, I want to listen to some music.
All right, well, we're 5 minutes in, so I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna say it again. We're going to start talking spoilers for Chapter 14, which is the episode that premiered today as I'm making this live stream. So, you've been warned. We'll go ahead and start talking spoilers. How many people are watching? Just under 200. 196 people. That is awesome. Great to have you all. Oh, shoot.
So, the Razor Crest got destroyed.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Sorry, something came up.
I was like, what? Did I do something wrong?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Mr. Bob, go ahead and talk while I'm doing something right now.
All right, folks, what's going on? Jedi Bob here, your boy. 2,000 subscriber celebrity, I don't really know what else to say. Oh boy. I mean, it's true, Bricko. We said spoiler time, and I already saw it, so I was like, that's why I'm mad. Oh, that's why Bricko hates the episode. Bricko hates the episode because the ship got destroyed.
Oh. That's honestly, that made it better. Holy crap, that made it better of an episode.
Now I'm like, did the Mandalorian get off? I don't know. I guess I'll have to find out afterward.
I guess. Yeah, I really like the episode, guys. This might actually, I keep saying this, I feel like every week, but this actually might be my genuinely favorite episode of this season so far. I thought it was Bo-Katan, then I was like, you know what, Ahsoka's episode was really good too. It's kind of like neck and neck for me. This episode, I got chills when I saw the Slave One come in. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Whoa. I was like, crap is about to go down right now. Like when I saw that, I was like, holy cow, this episode just got so much better. Obviously Boba came right out of that ship and things happened immediately. I was just like, wow. And then, just to kind of cut into the best parts, in my opinion, seeing Boba Fett finally kind of be redeemed after Return of the Jedi being punked out there was actually very rewarding. Say what you want about, Boba Fett being returned from the dead or whatever, but man, they couldn't have done it in a better way, in my opinion.
I have a problem with that. And also, hello, stream.
It's
Hello,
Bricko.
It is.
And it's
Bricko.
me leaving. I'll be watching the stream though on the way there.
All right.
Bye, stream.
Wait, Bob, do you agree with me
What?
about Boba Fett coming in, like, being awesome?
I liked it. I was down. I was like, yeah. When I heard his voice, I was like, bro, it's a clone. But I was disappointed. It was just Boba Fett. I was hoping it would be clone like number 22 or something. It's just like, I'm a random clone. I'd be like, yeah, you get him.
All right.
Would he be like one of the originals?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't know. I was just kind of like, yeah, I want it to be a clone. All right, boys. I'll see you. Maybe tonight. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. Unless
I would assume not.
How long are you working for? A couple hours?
Yeah, just literally like a few, three maybe. I don't
Okay. All right. We're probably gonna stream for about 2.
I will. I'll tell my job. I'm like, bro, I gotta go on David Hall's stream.
I
And they're
know.
like,
It's
David
just the
Hall?
most important thing.
Why didn't you tell us? But I mean, they'll be even more impressed. They'll be like, man, but
Wait,
you know
wait.
who we should hire? Brix Films with a $10.
I was about to say, did you see that before you go?
All right, I had to get one in there. I'll see you guys.
All right, see you, man. Oh, that was great. Brix Films with the $10. I wanted that Jedi Bob transition before he left. He says Boba was looking a little chunky in his armor. I think he needs to go up a size. Yeah, I saw that too, but people have already started memeing it a little bit. I've seen some memes of like...
To be fair, he was already a little chunky in Return.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it at all, honestly. Like, come on, guys. But I've already seen some memes about it, and people are just kind of praising it in a funny way, and I'm just like, this is great. But Bricka, before you come on and kind of rain on my parade of happiness, because I enjoyed this episode a lot.
Oh no, I think it was a good episode. I
Okay.
just personally hate it.
I liked the Razor Crest being blown up. I was genuinely shocked when I saw that. I was like, holy cow! They just blew up the freaking new Millennium Falcon, basically. I was just like, seriously?
Yeah,
and it kind of hurt a little bit more, too, because we've seen it get broken down so many times this season and finally fixed, and then immediately gets destroyed.
That's why I was so mad. Like, I kept getting... So, I'm building Jay's Razor Crest, as I think you knew, and it's been a slow process, so I was hoping I could finish, like, most of the structure by the end of the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And, every time it kept getting, like, destroyed even more, I was like... I just got more and more worried that we weren't going to see it to the end. Then it finally got fixed, so I was like, okay, feel good about it now. And then, out of nowhere, a light cruiser just blows it up, and it's actually completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's not something I'm happy about.
Ugh.
Besides that, I have a lot of minor nitpicks with it.
Okay. All right. Well,
like
let me
Boba
get
Fett.
in. Let me get into my opinion first, and then we'll get into the nitpicking.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. You don't have to go anywhere, do you?
Maybe in like 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we got plenty of time. But first, we got $4 from Vader X. He says, this episode made me fall in love with Boba Fett more. Honestly, I'm on board with that idea. The big thing for me, I've been a long time Clone Wars fan. I've been watching it since the very beginning, since the movie came out in the theaters, and I saw it on opening day. And so in season 2, obviously, Almac on Mandalore says that Boba Fett was just a common bounty hunter and he stole the armor. And that confused a lot of fans. And if you want to kind of look in this a little bit more, I love the channel Star Wars Explained. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's pretty popular. I think he has like 500,000 subs. But go watch his review on this episode. I thought he did a wonderful job reviewing it. And he kind of gives a really good insight in a lot of things. But he made a fantastic point that in Season 2 of The Clone Wars, they really confused fans about whether Jango Fett is a Mandalorian or not. And even Dave Filoni and George Lucas in, I don't know, some like interviews of the Season 2 of Clone Wars even commented on that more and like confirmed, oh yeah, Jango Fett's not there's no way he's a Mandalorian. And they kind of retcon that completely in this episode. I was kind of happy about that. And they actually created an even deeper plot point. You know, look, I know like Jay, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there have hated the fact that we have Boba Fett returning, but it's honestly created a much more interesting dynamic. And even with Bo-Katan, it's created a even better dynamic of how it's opened up the Mandalorian to, oh, there's different types of Mandalorians, and then these civil wars that happened prior to Phantom Menace on Mandalore. Maybe they had a deeper purpose than just being a pacifist government versus, I don't know what they the other type of government where they're for fighting and stuff like that. They're warrior culture. Maybe there's more to that than just those two sides. Maybe it was like, what does it mean to be a Mandalorian? Having actual identity and stuff like that. It really honestly opened up a lot of doors, and that's what kind of Boba Fett talked about a little bit, is how his dad was basically a foundling at the very end when he kind of pulled up that hologram on his armor. I thought that was really interesting. So there was a lot of like, it might have just glossed over some of you guys' heads, and that's totally fine. But if you really dial in and look at the story that Filoni and Favreau are telling here, it's gonna get even more interesting, and I really like that. This expanded the actual story of the show way more than any of the other episodes have this season, in my opinion.
That's actually a pretty fair point. Like, I know Jay is just fundamentally against bringing old characters back.
Yeah.
But if they are going to do it, I think they're doing it in a pretty good way so far.
Oh, honestly. And then I haven't even started talking about just how Boba Fett just shows up. He's like, I want my armor back. Can we strike a deal? And then the Mandalorians, I'm only giving you the armor if you're a Mandalorian. Obviously, at that point, we get the First Order ship, basically. I literally thought for a second, I was like, is that the First Order transporter coming out through the sky?
That's actually another cool thing to bring up. It just shows more of a progression between
between the First Order and the Empire.
Imperial and First Order. Like, the First Order takes the old Imperial vehicles and just upgrades them pretty much.
Exactly, and I love seeing that, and seeing the stormtroopers come blasting out of that, the landing craft. I was just like, yes! And then I was also thinking, we need a freaking Lego set of this immediately. I was like, this is the perfect Lego set. People are going to buy this up, get a whole bunch of stormtroopers. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I have a thing with the whole bunch of stormtroopers. So, I believe the First Order ships hold about 20 to 30 troopers. Mm-hmm. And I'm not entirely sure how many troopers were killed in the ep. I'm going to go back and rewatch it. But I feel like it was a lot more than 30. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the stormtroopers, like, every scene, there was just a few more of them every time.
Oh, I know. It just kind of kept going and going.
Yeah, it just kept going, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you can relate to this, but when you'd have, let's say, like, not enough Lego figures to recreate a full battle you want to, and you just revive them, it felt kind of like that, where they just kept coming back. I thought that was a little weird, and I'm always sad to see that many troopers just die like that.
I was fine with it. I just thought it was cool because that's the first time we've ever seen, like, basically new looking stormtroopers in such a heated battle like that. Mm-hmm. I guess the ending of the first season was kind of like that, but it wasn't. This was like an invasion type of scene where the Empire was kind of invading. And I was just like, this is my jam. All right.
Mm-hmm. The yellow trooper that basically was like the shock, or the fire trooper we got in the last season at the end of it. Yeah. Basically the same markings, but in yellow. That was really cool.
Yeah, I know everybody's just going to be like, I want a custom version of that guy. You know it. What was he? He was like the grenade launcher thing? Yeah. I think that's what he was operating.
I don't know exactly what those are called, but something like that. But what would be really cool if Lego did like a battle pack with like a red one, a yellow one, and then like two plain ones or something, which obviously they aren't gonna do, but that would be really cool. Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely agree. That would be wonderful. But yeah, I still haven't even gotten to the best part, which is Boba Fett coming out with the armor on and just fighting all of those stormtroopers was honestly just so rewarding. I loved that scene. It was so well done. Oh my god. I was shocked. I was like, this is great. I had no complaints, honestly, about the whole thing. I was just extremely, extremely happy with how that whole sequence turned out. It showed how much of a warrior, per se. I want to use a different word, but we'll just say a warrior Boba Fett really honestly is. And I don't know. Again, I really recommend everybody goes back and watches Star Wars Explains review, because he also made a great point that apparently in the new Marvel Star Wars comics of Boba Fett, they've kind of played him out as a bad guy prior to Return of the Jedi, which makes sense. That fits his character. But he makes a point that it's kind of interesting to see this kind of new Boba Fett here in The Mandalorian, because in Star Wars Explains review of the episode, he also mentions that he thinks the Sarlacc pit changed Boba, which makes a lot of sense. You have to escape something like that. And he also theorized that maybe the Tusken Raiders took him in because of the weapons that he had on him. And maybe that kind of changed his philosophy of living and having honor and all of that. So I really like that aspect, and I hope that is what ends up happening.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, but I mean, it doesn't line up with the previous kind of.
Obviously, and I think, we still have 2 more episodes. Obviously, the setup what was going to be a 2-part finale. And so now I honestly think we're going to have Boba Fett over the next 2 episodes.
Wait, aren't there going to be 10 episodes?
No, there's only 8.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought there were 10 for some reason.
No. So we're gonna get Boba Fett over the next 2 episodes, and I think they're gonna make light of probably about the Sarlacc pit and where he's at and stuff like that. Kind of comment on some of those things. Maybe not go in super deep detail, but I think it'll explain even more about his character and where he's been, where he's at, and stuff like that.
Did we miss TJ Brix Dono from a while ago?
I might have, yeah. I didn't read one from TJ.
Alright,
I see it.
It says, bruh, I better buy my UCS Slave one from TJ Brix, $2 New Zealand dollars.
Honestly. And you know what? I just went to Target, because I'll tell you what, as soon as the Razor Crest got blown up, I just realized... Hold on, let me get it. This is the set everybody really wants now. Like, forget the Razor Crest. This is what you guys want, because this is what's going to be used over the next 2 episodes for the finale. The Razor Crest is not coming back this season. I highly doubt it. They might show it at the very end of the season finale, but we're going to be seeing the Slave one. And holy cow, if you were like me, I had goosebumps when this showed up in the episode. I was like, Jesus. And yeah, so honestly, this is the set. I just went to Target today, and they had 2 more on the shelves. I've looked online. Everyone is sold out of the Slave one. So if you're like me and you love the set, for some reason, if you didn't pick it up in the last 2 years, this is your last chance you'll be able to get this for retail price, because it's already going up. I think I've already seen it go up $80 to $100 over its normal price tag. So I would absolutely get this, guys, before it goes up. I have one. This is a sealed one. Trust me on this. You're going to want to get it. It's going to go up in value so much over the next couple months after this. Honestly, I think we're going to see the Slave one again, because, it landed on, what's the planet where they're like home planet, where Cara Dune was at the end? I forget the name of the planet.
Navarre.
No, yeah. So they landed there, and this is so cute, actually. I really like this build. So they landed there, and that's where you saw the Slave one land. And I honestly think we're going to be in that ship for the rest of this season. And it's going to become a key plot point, which is fine by me. I love seeing the Slave one. It's an awesome ship. So yeah, lots of good to look forward to. I just feel so bad for all the Lego Star Wars, because I've been recommending the Razor Crest for the last couple months. And then I just see it get blown up today, and I'm like, hold up. Don't buy the Razor Crest. Buy the Slave 1 set. Buy the Slave 1 set, and then buy the Trouble on Tatooine set. You'll be set.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Honestly. Skip the Razor Crest now. Get the Slave 1.
I've never really liked Boba Fett or Jango Fett, and I'm not really sure why. It might have something to do with Boba Fett being a real brat in the Clone Wars.
Right.
But I just never especially liked the characters, and so seeing him come back as like I don't know, let's say he's like 50 at this point, all
Yeah.
of a sudden he has a way bigger skill set than he did in Return of the Jedi. Like, he's blasting troopers left and right, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that was a bit much, a bit overpowered. It was definitely cool, and I think a lot of people enjoy it, and I'm fine with that. But I just think it's not entirely realistic.
I don't know, because if you think about it, he's actually younger than Ahsoka, actually. Because if you go back to Clone Wars if you're looking at Clone Wars, Ahsoka is older than Boba Fett in those episodes in all the seasons. Ahsoka's always been older than Boba Fett. He's probably like 10, 12 years old, and Ahsoka was 14, and then obviously I think she was like 17 or 18 in the season 7 finale. So I mean,
he'd be about 30 something.
Yeah, he'd be in his like early 40s, late 30s, which I feel like that holds up just fine.
Maybe, and we don't know how long he was in the Sarlacc is another thing.
Exactly, but honestly, I feel like he is a changed man. I think he's kind of like a. I'm sure they'll comment on this, but I really do feel like he's kind of like a reborn character, and he kind of comments on that in this episode. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. Are you okay with the retcon of Jango Fett, basically?
What do you mean exactly?
That Jango Fett is indeed a Mandalorian foundling, just like the Mandalorian himself.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't really have an opinion there.
Okay, all right.
Like I said, I was never a huge fan of the Fetts.
Gotcha. Well, I think it's interesting. I liked everything they did in this episode. Really don't have any problems. What did you think about obviously we saw the Dark Troopers for a quick second. They took Baby Yoda I
think it's a great concept that Moff Gideon has this new
Grogu.
Kind of that's another thing. He has Grogu now, but he has these Dark Troopers, and we don't really know what they do yet. Because
I'm surprised they didn't go into battle in this episode, which I thought was interesting. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Is like, if they're really supposed to be such a great new asset or whatever, these new troopers, why was the only thing they did fly down, take a few extremely slow steps, pick up the baby, and then fly back up? Like, I don't know. That was kind of weird.
I think from a filmmaking standpoint, it's simply to make the finale that much better.
Right. It's just to draw suspense to these new characters, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm sure they'll be pretty cool in the finale.
I hope so. They look very much like the Star Wars Rebel Dark Troopers.
Yeah, kind of.
Why'd you say ooh? Was there a comment or something?
Oh, yes. Mayfeld, who was it? Yeah, Mando went to, search for Mayfeld in the prison records or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I like that. I think he was a cool character, and he's like...
You liked that prison episode, right, from season 1?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I never liked that episode.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't, and I don't understand why people don't like it, but I don't really have a problem with not liking it either.
Okay.
But, I think his character is kind of annoying, but it's still going to be cool to see him come back. And I actually like that he's annoying, that we have... He's not really the level of annoying as that, the Mithril guy from Navarro or whatever, the blue guy.
I like him, though. You didn't like him?
Oh my gosh, that guy is annoying.
Oh, no, I loved him. I loved his character. I thought he was funny. He was like the Jar Jar Binks I wish we had.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like him, and...
To each his own.
I feel like Mayfeld is kind of like him, just more of a jerk.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
I don't
enough.
know. Maybe that's a weird take, I'm not sure.
What's the chat saying?
Let's see. Lord of the Bricks is in chat.
What's up, Lord of the Bricks? How are you, man? Oh, wow. They use some good techniques in this little Brickheads.
Is it the Mando one?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
I was considering picking this up, but I just don't really see myself spending $20 on a Brickheads.
I'd say if it ever goes on sale, it's actually a pretty good set. I'm already impressed with it.
Yeah, maybe when it's on sale.
The build's pretty good.
Simeon says he loves the new shelves.
Oh, well, thank you, Simeon. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come on and comment?
Yeah, wait. So all those shelves are new?
Yeah, you can't tell.
Oh, I had a feeling because in the last stream I was like, something looks different here. I feel like there's new lighting on the shelves or something.
Well, there is.
I didn't realize all of the shelves were new, but yeah, they look really good.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I still haven't made my video showing it yet, which is my fault.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't realize.
Yeah, I still got to make that, but they're even more incredible than what you guys have seen so far, which is awesome. It makes it even more impactful when you guys see the whole thing. You guys kind of been teased. But this is also a good way to let you guys know that this Sunday, that's right, not Monday, we will be having episode 50. And Mr. Potamus, are you joining us on what will be the longest live stream possibly to date on my channel, where I'll be building the Lego Coliseum?
Yeah, so that would be longer than the Harry Potter Hogwarts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
6,000 versus 9,000 pieces, no contest.
Oh yeah, it is 9,000. I forgot that.
Yes, sir.
That's definitely gonna be a long stream.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be streaming. There's actually gonna be a video that comes out tonight, guys, just to let everybody know, because I want this to be a big thing for the channel. But I am going to be streaming from 11 a.m. to an estimated 1 a.m. on Sunday. So it'll start Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll be streaming until we finish, which I think will be around 1 in the morning the next day.
Dang.
I've prepared. I'm ready to kill myself. Yeah, honestly, that's about it. What do you think, Mr. Potamus?
How long would you expect people to join, like me, Bob, or Colt? Or
So,
would you have even more guests if it was
Bob has told me that he's available that day. Colt, I believe, also said he's available that day. So hopefully Jedi Bob will be there the whole time. But you should also drop by. I'm going to have a lot of guests come on, hopefully. I'm trying to get Jay and Matt to drop by for a couple hours, just to try to make time go faster.
What day again?
This is this Sunday, so day after tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I should definitely be able to find time on Sunday.
Alrighty. We're going to have rousing conversations for hours upon hours upon hours. My goal is simply just to get the set built as fast as possible. I'll be talking the whole time, but my focus will be on building the set.
Yeah, I've been seeing some people post, like, in progress pictures of their Coliseum on Instagram. And from what I can tell, it's a pretty slow process.
I don't know. It doesn't look too bad, because it looks pretty repetitive to me. I'm going to have to take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's repetitive and a lot of small parts. Or not even small parts, it's just like a massive thing that...
The Brick Lot calling me out with $2 says 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. the next day. You're a slow builder. Yeah, what would that be? So that's about 14 hours, right? That's what I calculated. I feel like 14 hours is a fair amount of time for 9,000 pieces.
Yeah. I think it took me 10 to 12 on Hogwarts. I was taking my time, but that's a third more pieces in this, so...
Yeah, and I will be taking breaks, food breaks, bathroom breaks, all that. I'm not going to just sit here 14 hours straight and not get up and leave. I'll have to stretch and stuff like that, but overall, it should hopefully take around that time. I'm hoping I'll be able to get the whole set. I can't promise that I'll do it, but my best efforts will be to see how I can finish it. About halfway through, it'll give me an idea of how much longer it's going to take. So, like, whenever I get to that halfway point of, like, the instruction manual, then I'll be like, okay, well, now I know how long it's going to take me to finish this. So, we'll just have to see, guys. We'll just have to see. I'm estimating 14 hours. Could be shorter, could be longer. What's the chat saying, Mr. Potamus?
Vader X Brix was wondering if he could come on. I'm assuming probably not today, but
yeah, probably not today. Maybe we'll have you on during the Coliseum, Vader. I've already talked to a bunch of different people, but we'll see. I'm just thinking. I've got most everybody planned out. I do have like 1 or 2 openings for that day, so I'll let you know. I wouldn't expect it, Vader, but it is a possibility.
Did we already read TJ's donation?
No, I'll read it. $2 from TJ Brix. He says, should be able to do the whole stream 5 a.m. start. I don't want to start at 5 a.m. I'm going to start when I want to wake up. When I'm comfortable to like sit down and start building such a ridiculous build. I don't know. I feel like
it'd be 5 a.m. for him.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of crazy to try to attempt to do this. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't think you can do it, but I would kind of be surprised if you go the whole time.
Really? Are you challenging me, Bricko?
No, I just...
Is that a challenge I hear? I think it is.
It's slightly ambitious.
It is very ambitious. I don't know if I can personally do it. Because when I built the UCS Millennium Falcon, I couldn't do it in one sitting. I had to it took me 2 days. I had to do like 2 7-hour, 2 8-hour sessions to get that set built. There's just no way I could sit down that long. So, I mean, I sat down for, I think the longest live stream we had was like either 8 or 10 hours. I think it was the Ninjago City was the largest set we've built. And that was only like 4,000 to 5,000 pieces. The only reason I think we can build the Coliseum pretty quickly, quicker than most sets, is it is very repetitive. Which I'm pretty good at repetitive building. Like, that's something I'm pretty good at. So, we'll see.
Chat's not saying much. I'm trying to find...
Maybe I should take slow mode off. What do you think, chat?
I mean, I remember when we used to have slow mode off, and it was much more work with spammers, so I actually prefer it on.
Alright.
Elite Spade says, should Anakin have a cameo as a Force Ghost with Ahsoka and Mandalorian? I say definitely not.
No. That'd be way too much for the Mandalorian. Maybe if Ahsoka had her own spin-off show, I could see that.
Yeah, that would be really overdoing it.
Yeah,
like that's one thing I don't like about Star Wars. We don't need to tie everything together. And I would have preferred Mando was its own thing without these characters, but the thing that they're doing is fine, and I don't really mind it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's at the point of Star Wars where we need to see things that have nothing to do with the Skywalker story.
Yeah. Which technically Ahsoka didn't. So you can get away with Ahsoka, I feel like.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Ahsoka actually comes back in the next like episode or 2, that will be like a harsh reminder to Boba Fett of like Jedi and what Luke did to him, you know?
Say it again.
So if Ahsoka comes back for the finale, let's say that does happen, wouldn't that be like a big reminder to Boba?
Oh, that would be kind of interesting.
Exactly.
I'm hoping we're done with Ahsoka and Mando right now, or just ever. I don't think I gave my thoughts on that last episode.
What are your thoughts on it?
I personally kind of hate Ahsoka because I feel like she's really overrated. Other than that, I'm fine with her.
I don't know if I can entertain this hate.
I don't really hate her. I just think that she was annoying in seasons 1 and 2 of the Clone Wars. I was fine with her in the middle of the Clone Wars. I think she's like unnecessarily overpowered at the end of the Clone Wars, or not quite, but like I don't know. I just felt like all of a sudden she comes back and everything's about her. And I would rather have seen other aspects of the Clone Wars, and I know that they didn't have a lot of time or episodes to do that, but I just wasn't really looking to see Ahsoka there. And then I guess I was fine with her in Rebels, except the fact that she didn't die and there was time travel. That annoyed me. So yeah, I just kind of have like, I've never really been a big fan of her character, and so other than her in the episode, there was really nothing to enjoy. Mando does absolutely nothing, pretty much.
This is very depressing to listen to.
I mean,
if I'm being honest.
Mando flies his ship down, talks to the people, strikes a deal, finds Ahsoka, strikes a new deal. She kind of does all the dirty work, and then he shoots like one guy down in the village.
That's like saying C-3PO and R2-D2 land on the sand, meet a farm boy, then they go and find a bounty hunter. Or sorry, not a bounty hunter, but you know what I mean? You're kind of just like...
What I'm saying is he does nothing in terms of action.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't really need to do anything to fight anyone. I feel like it was more about Ahsoka than it was him.
Okay. Alright. I'll give you that.
But, I mean, I enjoyed watching the episode. I thought the planet was a bit boring. But it made sense because they said that, like, the lady, whoever she was, burned it down. So that was kind of interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the Thrawn name drop because, as we know, Baby Yoda then goes and connects to the Force or whatever. If they just mention Thrawn, there's a good chance Ezra is going to appear, and then it's just going to be like Rebels sequel.
That's why I really do think there's going to be I think there's going to be an Ahsoka spinoff show to kind of make that all.
I would prefer that. And Mando goes a different direction, and then that's the thing. I think I would.
And maybe there's like a cross between the two shows at some point. Who knows? A team up, or just him kind of just dropping by for like an episode or two.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering, is Moff Gideon working for Thrawn?
Oh, I'd say probably, like, almost for sure. I mean, if there's one thing we know about Star Wars, it's that you think one guy's the main bad guy, but he is a boss. That's pretty much all of Star Wars.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, like Darth Maul, and then we find out he has a Sith Lord who we don't figure out who he is until Attack of the Clones. We realize there's Dooku, and he's the same Sith Lord boss. Then, of course, Episode 3 is like the reveal with Palpatine and all that. Original trilogy, there's Darth Vader, and then we realize his boss. The boss is almost always going to be Palpatine, but still, you get my point.
I feel that. Okay. You make good points. I get that. What's the chat have to say?
Someone said, I wanted Rook to kill Thrawn, but he died in Rebels. Wasn't Rook working for Thrawn? I don't get why that would be a thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I really didn't like Rook.
That was that honestly makes season 4 worse, is that character.
Yeah, that was just a weird character.
I don't really like Rebels, but if I had to look at the show again, season 2 and 3 are the high points. 1 and 4 are the very much low points.
I think season 3 is much better than the others, and then season 1 would be the worst. Season 2 is respectable. It's still a bit early in
It's
the
the
show.
Ahsoka and Darth Vader stuff. I feel like Darth Vader was handled so well in the show, but other than that,
yeah, I liked that part until season 4 went back and just saved Ahsoka and just made that scene not really matter anymore.
I'd still say it matters. I don't know.
Oh, Simeon says Rook in Legends is the one who killed Thrawn by betraying him. See, Thrawn in Legends is like a actual good villain because he doesn't just say, "Oh, it's okay, we can let them get away this time because I have a plan," and then he never actually puts his plan into action.
Yeah. I know, he kind of did. I was watching the episode from season 3 of Rebels through Empire Eyes, through the Imperial Eyes or something. It's probably one of the best episodes of the show.
I love that episode.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best episodes.
We start with, what's his name? He's like my favorite character.
It's not Krennic, is it? No, it is.
No.
No. No. Why am I thinking Krennic? That's Rogue One. Yeah, Callus, yeah.
Okay. Callus was great in season 4 and 3.
Yeah, I agree.
That was one of the best episodes.
Made his character way better.
It starts with him.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Rebels is not that bad. I think it's pretty good. It's just there's a lot more, like, comparing it to other shows, there's a lot more Clone Wars. So therefore there's a lot more better Clone Wars just because there's more of it. And I feel like if we gotten more Rebels season 3 type of show, but maybe for a few more seasons, would have made the show better. A lot of people would have liked it more.
I agree. Makes sense. What else is chat saying, Mr. Bricko?
Let's see. Elite Spade says, "How do you think Moff Gideon got the Darksaber?"
I think that's going to be made light whenever Bo-Katan comes back in the show.
Yeah, because that's another thing to think about. I mean, after Mando recruits Mayfield, do you think he'll go back to recruit Bo-Katan?
I think honestly, when he goes to attack the ship, that's also when Bo-Katan's going to attack the ship, and then it just kind of conveniently works out and they team up that way.
I don't know how I feel about that conveniently working out, honestly.
Well, she already said that she's looking for Moff Gideon.
Right, that's true.
So, I mean, she's actively looking.
That could work.
Yeah, I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, gosh. Someone just named themselves Dadopotamus in the chat.
Oh, my God. They like you too much, Bricko.
Oh, gosh.
So, what Lego stuff have you been up to recently?
So I started a mock from I can't remember the chapter names. I wish they would have started over counting them, but they continued the numbers, so I always get confused. But I guess it would be episode 4 of season 2. I started building the scene with the Imperial base and like the scout troopers flying off it. Sorry. I have a bit of a cold, so that's why I'm kind of...
Do you have COVID?
But, so I took a COVID test today, and I'll get the results in the next few days, but I'm pretty sure it's not COVID.
Gotcha.
Anyways, started building that, realized it was kind of too ambitious, although it was turning out pretty nice. I just didn't want to order the parts to finish that. So then I started building just this smaller random mock. I've actually been doing something interesting that I don't think anyone really does. I've been building a freeform, except I'm color swapping. So like 1x1 quarter circle tiles, great part to use in smaller, medium scaled mocks. I only have them in the coral pink color,
Mm-hmm.
So I just have a mock with a ton of light bluish gray, a lot of pink on it,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of dark green. Yeah, it's been an interesting build where I don't know how it's gonna turn out when I actually swap the right colors in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just kind of something new I've been doing.
Gotcha.
Other than that, no Lego sets. I did buy the Ewok Action Battle Pack or whatever it was.
No, it's
just
a terrible set.
I know. Okay, it was 30% off at Barnes & Noble, and it was sitting at that Barnes & Noble for about 5 months at 30% off. So I was like, well, nobody else is going to buy this. I want the Scout Troopers, so might as well.
Oh my god. It would have been cheaper just to buy a Scout Trooper off Bricklink, though.
Yeah, and I would have bought one from Blaine, show some lug support, which I still might do, but
yeah,
I don't know. The set was just sitting there. I can resell the rest of it for like $15 to $20 probably.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, if you guys didn't hear, Empire Lug is now officially recognized by the Lego Group.
Oh yeah.
That's a big deal. That's the personal lug I'm affiliated with. So,
yeah, that would
that's
also
pretty
be
cool.
my only lug.
Made me happy. I was like, wow, my first real lug.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that was pretty cool. I can't really say anything about it because it's lug stuff. I was gonna say something just now.
Yeah, you're good. Good.
Yeah.
Good save.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how many officially recognized lugs there are?
I think it's about 500 now.
Oh wow. I'm
grown
assuming
quite a bit.
a lot of those like local European type things.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you'd be right.
Yeah. So in terms of online lugs, I'm sure it'd be a lot less, right?
Yeah, I think there's only like, I want to say 20 to 30. I'm not. They're growing though.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're definitely growing. So there is that. Good grief, this set's not fun to build.
Really? You're building Dio now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when this set came out, there were about 20 sitting on the shelf at Target, and then a month later there were still about 20 sitting at the shelf on Target.
That sounds about right. I bet they're still sitting at Target. Nobody wants this set.
Oh yeah, there's still like 5 of them sitting there, and I'm sure they're from that original stock of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just because who's gonna buy this?
Yeah, I don't know why they thought. I think the only reason they made it is like Lucasfilm was like, hey, this new character Dio, you guys should definitely make a set of him. He's gonna be so popular with the kids. It's another BB-8.
I mean, in their defense, like they had no way of knowing he wouldn't be another BB-8, because obviously they probably thought Rise of Skywalker would be an amazing movie. The characters would be great. I mean, otherwise they probably wouldn't have released it as it was.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have.
I just don't think they were expecting the backlash, which Dio was fine, kind of annoying. I just don't see a reason to especially like him.
Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of like there.
Yeah.
That's about it for me.
I feel like, I can't remember now, because I've only seen Rise of Skywalker once or twice. I don't even remember. But, I can't remember if he, like, actually did this one thing that, like, helped them find the planet or something. I feel like he did something.
Yeah, he did. He was, like, somewhat helpful.
I can't even remember.
He, like, pointed out, like, the bounty hunter they were looking for was, like, his old master or something. And, like, was able to...
might have been that.
I think it was, like, they were able to retrieve something from the memory of Dio, I think. I think that was it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's been a while. Rise of Skywalker, not my favorite movie.
Yeah, I remember watching you and Matt's review of that after it came out.
Yeah, I should go back and watch it and be like, because it's been a year now, and I just kind of like self-reflect about the movie. I think even then, even on my initial reaction, I still was kind of pissed about the kiss between Kylo and Rey.
I mean, rightfully so, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That was
I mean,
Uh,
are you on board? Like, that movie was not great.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Yeah. I don't know if
I mean, like,
say I hate it, but it's definitely one of my least favorite movies.
see, I didn't enjoy watching it at the time, and I enjoyed it even less thinking about it. And so
It
I
just
didn't
was.
like
It felt
actually.
rushed in the beginning, and then the whole end sequence happened. And
Yeah,
I was like,
there's just so many problems with it.
there were some good moments. Don't get me wrong, especially seeing Han Solo with Ben, and that's what ends up kind of killing him there for a quick second, and then obviously Rey revives him. I thought that was kind of interesting. That was a good scene. There were good parts of the movie. I'm not saying it was all bad, but
Right.
yeah.
I
I definitely like The
I'll
Last
go watch
Jedi
that.
more than Rise of Skywalker. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, for sure. I hate when people say that that Rise of Skywalker was good because it cleaned up The Last Jedi. Like that
Yeah.
makes absolutely no sense. Like at first, name a problem you have with The Last Jedi that isn't just a minor plot hole or some minor nitpick that you don't like personally. Because that's really what a lot of the problems people have with The Last Jedi. I just didn't enjoy watching it, and I still don't. But it's a good movie. I can't really argue with that. Like, it's a decent movie. I just don't enjoy it. Rise of Skywalker is not a decent movie, and I don't enjoy it. So I'd say the sequels definitely deteriorated as they kept going.
I have to agree. I just realized there's a weird mistake in this instruction manual. Huh.
Is it like the
It's like
mistake with the 1x4 plate on the 1x3 space or whatever?
No, actually, it's like a brown 1x2 tile that shows that it goes on one part and then gets flipped when it's flipped upside down.
Huh.
Interesting.
I always think I have a moment like that where the instructions are wrong, but then I usually just like flip back a few pages and realize I missed something.
No, I'm serious. I'm looking at it. I
No,
analyzed
I'm
it.
not saying that's what happened.
Oh,
here.
right.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that's...
Gotcha. What's the chat saying?
Brix said, I would honestly rewatch The Rise of Skywalker for the third act and Palpatine. That's another thing that killed the movie for me.
Yeah,
being in it.
Palpatine wasn't that great. I was excited. I was hoping that would be like the best part, and it kind of wasn't.
I mean, this is a reoccurring problem in Star Wars. I'm mad that he survived at all. Like, that's pretty much one of the most convincing deaths you could have had. Like, electrocuting basically himself as he fell down who knows how many
I mean, I'm not that
stories
shocked. They brought Darth Maul, and he died a very similar way to Palpatine.
That's another problem I have with that's probably the biggest problem like that, or at least I think so, in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Maul gets cut in half. Like, okay, maybe he's like a super force powerful being. That's fine. I'm okay with that, maybe. But then he falls a few thousand feet down a reactor shaft or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, maybe he doesn't like. Okay, maybe there's like an end to it. He used the force somehow cushion the fall. But he still says he just stayed down there for like a few years and was fine because he like was fueled by his hate or whatever. And he just somehow like gets out and we have no explanation as to how. Like, I just feel like that's a really long stretch for him having to survive. But I thought the character was fine in the Clone Wars. I just have a problem with him being in it at all. But what he was in the Clone Wars was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that.
And then Boba Fett is probably like the most believable of those. Probably should have died, but didn't.
I suppose.
Oh, yeah, Fennec. That was. Have you seen You probably haven't, but have you seen Marvel Agents of Shield?
No.
Okay. So I kind of made a joke with that, which obviously most people probably won't get. But there's like a character in that show that took like a gunshot to basically the same place Fennec did, and then replaced his organs with like some sort of metal thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally the exact same thing as Fennec like pulling the flap, and it was just like pretty much the exact same thing. So I thought that was funny.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I feel like the reason she's in it is because Mando needs more friends than he has.
I don't know.
Like,
I think she's gonna die in the finale again.
oh yeah, I agree. I think she's gonna die. If she doesn't die, I'll be mad because she should have died, and she's not like a friend to Mando or anything. She's just there because Boba Fett is there.
Yeah.
And knowing her character, from what we saw in season 1, it doesn't seem like she'd even be loyal to Boba Fett.
Exactly.
But for some reason, she is. So
that's what I'm trying to understand too.
yeah, I don't know. There's some. Hopefully, she dies.
Maybe they got some Geonosian worms in them. Huh? Huh? It's a good one. Terrible joke. I know.
Jackson Perry says, I know this isn't what we were talking about, but in my opinion, the Coliseum will probably take 20 hours to build.
I hope you're
it
wrong.
would take 20 hours.
I don't think
Yeah.
I couldn't do 20 hours. No.
I think for like someone who doesn't build Lego a ton, it might take like 20 hours. but-
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's
There's
up, Cole?
Colt.
Hello. Have
Welcome.
you guys talked? I'm sure you've talked about the episode at length.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I like this episode better than the last episode.
Okay.
Obviously, you know my thoughts about returning characters and stuff, so I won't repeat that. But I will say,
You can't tell me when that slave one appeared you didn't have goosebumps.
no, I did not have goosebumps. Literally, let me just say,
I literally had goosebumps, man. I was hyped. I was like, yes, bring it on.
let me just,
Things are about to go down.
yeah.
Go
Let
ahead.
me just say that out of all the returning characters, I think that Boba Fett has done the most justice. I thought that Tamora Morrison's performance is really good, compared to like Bo-Katan, who is already a super boring character to begin with, so I didn't really care for her.
Ouch.
You can't say that.
That's kind of mean, Colt. I'm sorry.
What? Okay. Well, what's so
That
special
is
about
almost
Bo-Katan?
as
We'll
bad as
come
the
back to that, but go ahead, continue.
Okay, and then Ahsoka was like an interesting character, but she was just kind of bland.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt.
In the
But
last episode.
we got $10 from Greg Dillon 117. I like 117. Are you a Master Chief fan? He says, "Will you do the 1989 Batman stream next?" No, the Coliseum will be next, and then probably after that we'll do Harry Potter, and then I'll do the Batmobile, and then I'll do Hogwarts finally. But yeah, thank you for the $10, my man. Go ahead, Colt.
Just like, but for Boba Fett, like I thought that Tamora Morrison's performance was good.
Mhm.
I thought his writing was good. I like how he fought. Again, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with him being in the show at all. But he was pretty good. He was really good in this episode.
Exactly.
But it still doesn't matter because I don't
Oh
want him to be in the
yeah,
show.
come on now. Don't be that type of fan.
What do you mean that type of fan?
You know that
Like,
type of fan.
What do you mean that type of fan? Explain, Dave.
Actually, me and Bricko were just talking about this pretty well. Bricko, you know what I mean, right?
You mean like the characters coming back, and if they are going to come back, at least they were done well?
Yeah. Well, that, but also you dislike it just because it kind of is an annoyance for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
I feel like
No,
they
go ahead,
did
bro.
justice to Boba Fett and like made the character 10 times better in this episode.
I thought
Yeah.
the character was well represented, but I'm against the principle of shoehorning returning characters into Mando.
Yeah.
For reasons I've stated in the past.
See,
If Mick-
I would be better. I would enjoy Boba Fett more if he was more like Bo-Katan, where, let's say in Clone Wars he had more Mandalorian ties or something, or there's like a extra few sentences in Return of the Jedi. That's the first part, and then secondly, if he didn't absolutely suck in Return of the Jedi, and also I guess he's in Empire Strikes Back for a few minutes, but if he was just cooler in those 2 movies, more like he was in this episode, I would be a lot more. I would just like it a lot more.
Yeah.
All right, let me say some more nice things about this episode. So, I like how kind of the plot thickens a bit more. So apparently, as far as I know, the Baby Yoda's blood wasn't for the Dark Troopers, because the Dark Troopers in Mando are droids. They're not human droid hybrids, which I originally thought. They're actually more like...
people were saying that they were like droid human hybrids, but they just looked like droids to me.
Yeah. They're basically like...
They look like the ones
Dark
from
Troopers.
Star Wars Rebels.
They're like 1.5. Yeah, they almost kind of look like the security droids from Star Wars Rebels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying? So it's interesting. So those human experiments were for something else. So we'll have to see about that.
That is a good point, actually, that you bring that up.
I'm pretty sure that would be Snoke.
Yeah, I still believe it's Snoke, too.
Yeah, it can't be Palpatine, because Palpatine would have already transferred his Force essence or whatever into his clone.
Yeah.
I think they just... it makes sense that this would be the time period they were experimenting with Snoke.
Yeah. Let's see what else I liked. So I liked that that yellow stormtrooper with the mortar. That was cool. I liked
mortar.
I liked the early like the proto First Order transport that the stormtroopers arrive on. I thought those were cool designs. What else did I like? I like how Baby Yoda got captured. Like, that's like, I feel like an important part.
What did you think about the Razor Crest getting blown up?
Oh my god, the Razor Crest getting blown up was the saddest thing in the whole
Yes.
Like,
okay.
Like, that was like the most emotional I got in the show. Like, no, the Razor Crest blows up.
I'm more sad for the Razor Crest getting blown up than any of these characters besides Mando and Baby Yoda dying. Like,
well, Mando's not gonna die because he's literally invincible.
Obviously, they can't kill Baby Yoda either, because, I mean, I just feel like that is probably the one thing they aren't gonna do with this show. But, like, besides those 2 dying, the only thing that would make me more upset would be the Razor Crest getting blown up, which is what just happened. So,
dang,
I'm not too thrilled with the episode.
I thought some of the action was good. The location they chose, it felt almost like a Star Wars fan film. Like they filmed out in like somewhere in California, and it was like really bright and just it felt fan filmy.
That is so
at times.
true. That is
a little bit,
exactly what I felt
but it made up for when I saw like the First Order transporters. I know what you're talking about, Colt. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this kind of looks like California. I bet they filmed it outside.
Yeah, it's Northern California. I did like Boba Fett smashing people with that Tuscan whatchamacallit. And you actually get to see like the seeing that stormtrooper laying on the ground with like the deformed
the deformed helmet. Yeah.
Or like
that was funny.
I guess the armor's made out of some sort of plastic, but seeing the plastic just like get blown off with every hit.
Oh, I know. It was brutal.
Also, the stormtroopers really screamed and yelled a lot more when they were getting blasted in this episode, as opposed to pretty much any other Star Wars content.
I thought it was interesting, and this is again why I think they did so much justice for Boba Fett. It's little things like this. Okay, so when Boba Fett's chasing after the Dark Troopers that grab Baby Yoda, he's flying up in the Slave One to the Imperial ship. When he gets to those clouds and he sees that, he's like, "Oh my God, the Empire's back!" And that whole just quick line from him, he felt like, at least it came off this way, it felt like he was scared, like he was frightened that they were coming back. Which makes me think he had a different opinion when he was serving, or whatever. I don't know if he was serving, but
he was
when he was working,
so he wasn't like...
when he was working with the Empire, it makes me think that he was really scared to work with him, or at least he never felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Which gave it, like, little things like that honestly make the films better.
And it does make sense, because he obviously doesn't have a whole lot of lines in the
Exactly.
original
You don't know what he's
trilogy, so
thinking. You don't know what he's
what
feeling.
his motives were.
Exactly.
Besides probably just wanting to get paid for the job.
I didn't really get that in Empire Strikes Back that he was, or his line in Mando. I thought he was just like surprised, like, oh shoot, the Empire's back. Like he hasn't seen a big Imperial ship like that in a long time. You know, so I thought he was just, I don't know, just a concern, like, oh,
To
shoot,
me,
the
it
Empire's
was
back.
like a genuinely like concern. Like I don't want the Empire back. Like I'm
I got
scared
more
of these
the
guys.
concerned vibe from that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna rewatch the episode anyway, so
Yeah,
I'll
Mare
pay
hasn't
attention
seen
to
it
that.
yet. Mare hasn't seen it. She's not going to join us, unfortunately. She's out tonight, guys.
Okay.
But I'm going to rewatch it with her tonight. Rewatch it with her. So I don't know. I can't
I
wait.
haven't actually rewatched the last episode either, so I'll just watch both of those tonight.
There you go.
I was gonna say something. So the planet was called like Typhon or something.
Tython, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, the
I thought-
planet was called California, Northern California.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, come on. The Redwoods and the
Yeah.
Endor, you can't complain that much.
Okay, I was envisioning like a rainy jungle planet. I'm not really sure why, but I pictured like some rainy jungle planet with like a massive light tan temple on it or something. And then, like you said, we just got some outdoor California kind of budget filming.
Ouch. I thought it was
Boba
fine.
Fett, a Star Wars
It
fan.
worked. But honestly, Cole,
Yeah,
did
it
you?
was fine, but-
I was saying this earlier, but I straight up was like, "Wow, is that the First Order transporter coming down?"
Yeah, it was cool.
I really enjoyed that, and I was saying this also as like we need a Lego set of that transporter ASAP with like those special stormtroopers and all that. That's a
That'd be so
automatic
cool.
yes.
I like the
Like,
that like transitional stuff, like seeing the
Yeah.
designs from like the Empire, the First Order, or like especially in like you played the Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah.
Like how you see that the episode 3.5 clone / stormtroopers, where it's like an F3 clone trooper mixed with a episode 4 stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I agree. Right there with you.
How long is the slow mode on for? I mean, like what's
It's
the?
15 seconds.
Oh, it's only 15 seconds. Okay.
Honestly, I
That's
think
fine.
that's still too slow.
No, I think that's okay.
I think that's fine.
It was at 40 seconds, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, 40 seconds is too long.
Yeah, I agree. But what else, Colt? What else did you think about this episode?
Let's see here.
Did you watch it with your sister?
I did, yeah.
What did she think?
Yeah, I could get her over here, and if you want to hear her thoughts.
You don't have to, but I mean, you can kind of just sum it up if you want.
No, hang on a second.
Okay.
Coltina, you want to share your thoughts about the episode? Okay, hang on a second.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have Colt's sister come on.
Okay, here's Coltina.
Hello.
Hello.
Who am I speaking to?
Speaking to David and Rocco Pockets.
Oh, hey guys.
What's up?
Okay. Last night, I knew the episode was coming on. I didn't even bother to tell Colt, because I was like, I don't really care. Like, not very excited about it. But you know, they finally actually got to the plot. It was kind of like they took 5 episodes to finally get to the inciting incident, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing started to happen, so I was actually pretty interested in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, most stories, the climax like this would happen about 3/5 of the way in, I guess.
Yeah.
But this, yeah, I mean, it doesn't even feel like the climax, though. It just feels like the beginning of the plot arc. Like, we spent 5 episodes on exposition. It feels like.
I feel like part of the reason it didn't feel as big as it did is because the episode was so short. I think it was only like 20-something minutes.
Yeah, I think it's
A lot
29.
happened in this episode, despite it being
Yeah.
short.
I
Yeah,
think
a
it
lot
was-
happens, but I'm not really sure why they decided to go short on this episode.
Honestly,
Bad
I
writing.
don't know, it felt.
It felt plenty long to me. I didn't feel like I was missing more by the end of it.
Yeah. It felt like they got a lot more in this episode than any of the previous ones. I heard Colt talking to you guys about how horrible Ahsoka was, and oh my gosh, the writing for that character was atrocious, and her acting was horrible.
I don't know. I thought her acting was pretty good.
Those were honestly the parts that I
The
didn't
first
mind.
time she saw the child, like her and Yoda were buds, right? Okay, and she sees this like baby version of her former master, and her response is like, "Oh, look at that." Like her facial expressions are worse than the Mandalorians, and he's wearing a helmet.
If you're comparing Clone Wars Ahsoka to Mando Ahsoka, I think I see what you mean by that. But I don't know. Comparing like Rebels Ahsoka, especially the end of this, like season 4 of Rebels, you had a very calm, monotonous. I don't know, monotonous is the right word, but just a very. She's been through a lot, and I think you again see that again in the Mandalorian, and that's why she's not maybe as excited, in my opinion.
No, I think if she saw someone that looked like Yoda and can use the Force, she would reminisce on like the awesome memories of Master Yoda and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have to be like a teenager or act youthful.
She doesn't have to be like jumping around like, oh, it's a tiny Yoda.
But she has to have some kind of response. It's just like she.
I thought it was a
very
mature response, is how she kind of reacted.
The problem with how Ahsoka was portrayed last episode, she was just so muted and boring. Like there was no like life or pulse to her. Like
I don't know.
I kind of
Yeah,
agree with both sides of that, honestly.
She literally didn't need to be there. Like they could have just found a way in episode 4 to be like, go to the mountain.
Yeah, for instance, maybe the Imperial installation that Mando went into in episode 4, like he went into the Imperial database and found like, oh, here's this Jedi temple.
You might be right, but honestly, a lot of
something there.
You might be right, but I think a lot of people have speculated that we're not going to see Ahsoka this season, or maybe even possibly in the show, because it's going to just set up an Ahsoka spinoff show.
Well, if it's that Ahsoka, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if everybody would agree with that, but okay.
Yeah,
It was kind of weird that she didn't know anything about Baby Yoda being at the Jedi Temple, because if his species is as special and as rare as they had made it seem like it is, I feel like most of the Jedi would have known about this Baby Yoda in their temple.
Well, Luke
She didn't know anything about him.
They kind of made it clear that only the Jedi Masters knew about it, and that's again.
So I thought about that, but like, I think what they say, I could be wrong, but I think all they say is that he was trained by some of the best masters. They don't necessarily infer that he was kept secret.
I'm pretty sure they said Jedi Masters. And that, remember,
maybe.
Anakin was never on the given rank master, as we know in episode 3.
He was given. Oh yeah, I got it backwards for a second.
He was on the council.
Right, yeah.
I love that. I love looking back at that line from Mace Windu. Jeez. Yeah, I mean that fits. I was okay with that. I didn't have any problems. I was like, you could easily have this kind of hidden gem within the Jedi Order. I mean, there's so many Jedi. There's like thousands.
There are bigger issues with the show than that.
Yeah. But what did you think about Boba Fett coming back? Going back to the episode today.
I thought, well, I'm with my brother the fact that I wish he wasn't in the show, but even he is now, so we have accepted that. And I think he was written really well.
Yeah.
And I think his acting was really good.
Oh my God, Tamora Morrison, I think that's his act name, but he killed it in my opinion. I didn't have a single issue with anything he did in this episode.
No, he did a great job.
No, I think the scene between like when Mando and him like met for the first time, it had really good tension.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was paced really well.
Absolutely.
It was so refreshing.
I know, this episode was just like a breath of fresh air of like new content, like something different to the show.
Yeah, it was getting pretty hard to sit through.
Yeah, I can't wait for my girlfriend Mirda to see it tonight. I'm looking forward to it. She knows that I'm excited about the episode, so we'll see.
Did she like the last one?
Yeah, she really liked Ahsoka. She was actually shocked. She was like, "Why is everybody complaining about Ahsoka? She's great." And she's coming up with the perspective that she's never seen the Clone Wars or Rebels, and she has no idea who that character is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but I feel like that makes it easier for her to like her.
Oh, sure, but that also shows, there's plenty of people that watch The Mandalorian that haven't watched Rebels or Clone Wars and have no idea who Ahsoka is.
Obviously, I don't think their target audience is really hardcore Star Wars fans anymore. I think they're trying to make it appeal to anyone who's a Jedi.
I would disagree with that. If they're bringing in characters like the Dark Troopers, that is very obviously a Legends thing. They're definitely trying to.
Yeah, there's always going to be stuff like that,
and Bo-Katan coming in.
Right.
Oh, there's plenty of
there's things
references
like that in every show. I would say, my sister, for example, I don't think she's seen more than 20 Clone Wars episodes, but she's heard of Bo-Katan, and I don't know if that'd be most kind of average Star Wars fans or just Star Wars watchers, but I feel like this is more, oh, I know who that is, and then they kind of the character like Boba Fett is introduced in a different light.
Look, it comes down to this, and I understand where Lucasfilm and Disney is coming out with this. Is maybe they're only catering the normal fan of Star Wars, not the hardcore fan that actually watch the TV shows and stuff like that. But a great example is I've been to multiple Star Wars celebrations. There's a difference between going to the movie panels versus the TV panels. There's way more people interested in the movies, the cinematic stuff, than there is in the animated TV show spectrum. There's way more hype, there's way more interest, there's more lines and waiting. Rebels and Clone Wars at these events isn't nearly, don't get me wrong, they have their fans and they're packed, but they're not nearly to the level that the movies and the more cinematic, realistic Star Wars stuff is. And so you kind of have that with the fans, is you just have the casual Star Wars fan that likes the live action movies versus they're not really interested in the animated shows if they want to know more about the universe. So you have a lot of people who are just those normal Star Wars fans that want to go to the movies, watch the movie, and that be that. They don't go further into the lore more than that. They don't watch the animated shows. And so something like The Mandalorian comes out, that brings in a lot of interest of those people who do like those movies. And so I would say probably at least 70% of the people watching the show have never watched the Clone Wars or Rebels.
Yeah. I didn't like Star Wars as much until I saw the animated shows. Watching
Don't get me wrong, they're great.
Hard.
I love them. I mean, I grew up on the Clone Wars show. That's my thing. It's kind of what got me really knee deep into Star Wars. But if I'm just being honest from what I've seen, it's not the case where that kind of rules all, or is just as
no, of course not.
Just as popular as the other stuff is, unfortunately. But I mean, you just kind of come at it with that mindset sometimes.
Going back to Bo-Katan and Ahsoka, I think the biggest problem that actors in Star Wars fall into is that they have this idea that these characters are super tough, cool people who fight with guns and lightsabers and stuff, and so then all they're trying to do is be that idyllic, really cool, powerful person, and so they leave behind all of the emotion and nuance that you need to create a compelling character.
It depends on the scene that's kind of being required of what's happening.
If you look, for instance, in the episode when Bo-Katan, her little Mandalorian friends were with her, that MME, whatever.
The WWE.
The WWE.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah. If you look at her in every scene, on her face, you can literally see her thinking, I am cool Mandalorian woman. Every line she gives, every movement she does, her little slurp of, the soup she probably eats every day. She's look at me, slurping the soup all cool. It's so contrived. That's what really bugs me.
Sure, but, I mean, I don't know. First off, I don't think we had enough time with those characters to really, have enough time to really explore any of them deep into their characters. So I was fine with what we did get. I think we are going to get them in the finale in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah,
so
probably.
I think that'll help, honestly. It'll bridge the season better. And you'll have a better perspective, hopefully, by the end of the season. In, I guess, 2 weeks' time.
If she does come back, remember me talking about this and just think about that, and you'll see that they're just sometimes it's just the actor in me just wants to like scream.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
It's very
Well,
frustrating.
what else happened? What else do you guys want to talk about? Colt?
I loved
Rico?
his staff thing. They
Yes.
smacked
Did you
people
think that was
with.
too
Yeah,
much, or do you
that's
think that was
very
just
sad.
right?
That was cool.
Exactly.
What do you
Yeah,
think about the
that's pretty
Razor Crest getting blown up?
Sad.
Right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have blown up?
Why couldn't they just blow up the slave one? I'd be okay. with
Yeah.
Nah, I
What's
was
the
I was
slave
actually
one?
kind of
No.
happy. I was like, dang. We're getting the slave
I
one
mean,
back. I thought that was really
It's
cool.
actually kind of interesting. I think they would both be pre-Imperial ships, which is kind of like a thing whenever someone mentions the Razor Crest.
Mm.
But yeah, I would have much preferred the slave one get blown up.
How come both of the ships didn't get blown up? Why did they only blow up?
Yeah,
the
I know.
Razor Crest?
I think the idea was that Boba Fett just parked his like a mile away or something. Like it.
Convenient plot point.
Yeah.
Honestly,
wild.
just thought Moff Gideon was like, I want this Razor Crest gone. Just about equivalent to like the Millennium Falcon being gone.
I
But,
want
like,
that decent
If
chunk
you
blown.
can, why not just blow up their other like by blowing up that ship? Essentially, they can't follow you. They can't.
Colt
try
actually
and-
makes a good point. It is basically like Kylo getting his way, but with Moff Gideon.
Yeah, but I just think it was kind of dumb that they wouldn't blow up both of their ships there.
Yeah.
That just doesn't
I don't
make
think
just
they even knew
convenient
Boba was
storytelling.
there though.
Well, they have scanners and stuff, don't they?
'Cause
That's
they-
why-
Yeah, like
I think the only reason they were able to blow it up so directly like that from outer space is because they had the tracker on that ship.
They were in outer space. They were in the
Oh, I
atmosphere.
forgot about that.
yeah.
No,
we've-
they were
we've
they
seen-
were like right above the atmosphere from what I could
No,
tell.
they were like right where the clouds were.
No, but like he
Yeah.
was going through the clouds and then he could finally see him.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like you couldn't see
Yeah.
the ship. Like Mando couldn't see the ship himself from or from the
Ground.
from the ground. Thank you.
they could see it with
No,
the
he used
binoculars.
a scanner. Remember, he used a scanner.
Yeah.
They were like
Yeah.
right above, like they were like in the.
I don't know. We're
atmosphere,
nitpicking
right
here, but
above it.
Yeah.
my point being
Another-
is, I honestly think the only reason they were able to destroy it that precisely is because of the tracking device.
Perhaps.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we've seen this in the original trilogy, but I know in like, what's an example? Star Wars Resistance, there's a scene where like a bunch of cruisers come kind of to the atmosphere of a planet and then just blow up one specific point. So I feel like they would have been able to do that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The other very convenient plot point is Mando and Boba put down their weapon. He like takes off his jetpack or whatever, and then the people
Oh.
get there, and he doesn't put it back on.
I know.
Yes.
I was
He
also
left
thinking about that.
Okay,
And then
wait.
He's like,
Does he
running up
have
and
the
down.
jetpack at the
I like
very
when he
end of the
stopped out
episode?
for 5 minutes. He's like,
I don't know.
It's kind of barely in the episode, really. It's mostly just Boba Fett and what's her face.
But I don't understand when he's running up the
Fennec.
mountain to go get Grogu. He doesn't just like pick it up real quick and slap it on and like jet up there. Like what the heck?
I don't know. I have to rewatch and
And
see exactly
I
what
don't think he
happened.
ever goes back for the jetpack either. I don't remember him having it like at the end when he goes to see what's her name,
Cara Dune.
Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he just left the jetpack on that planet and that's the end of it, that would make me so mad.
That'd
Because
be
like he
pretty.
just got that and there was no reason he couldn't have used it, but then he just leaves it there.
No, I'm sure he picks it up and we'll see it in the next episode. I mean,
I hope so.
it wouldn't make sense. But I just can't. It's just such a convenient. Did the writers forget that it was there? Like, what and why?
Oh, I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure they wanted. They didn't want the jetpack part of that
I
episode
know, and
because
that's like a whole
it would
total
ruin
plot
the.
hole.
But it would ruin
Yeah,
it.
that's the problem. I feel like a lot of the timing in that scene was off. Like the stormtroopers just kind of appearing and like
Oh yeah, that's
him
weird.
not being able to go get the jetpack and just fly up. And the time, well, another thing that was dumb was Fennec running along the ridge of the rocks where she's in plain view to get blasted instead of running behind a rock. Like
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense.
That was weird. And like, you know, they could have gotten if they were a little smarter about the jetpack thing, he could have put it on and then someone could have like shot one of the shot part of it and be like, oh, can't use it now. At least you would have
Yeah.
addressed.
like they could have had it if you're gonna not use it. Like they could have had the yellow stormtrooper blow it up with the grenade launcher thing, or something.
Yeah, and it would have created more suspense too, because he could have grabbed it, been like trying to go for the child, and then it gets blown up, and then he has to run, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, something like
But
that.
instead, they just ran up the mountain.
All right.
Also, with his, I know his jetpack is Beskar. I can't tell if the other
That's a Beskar jetpack.
I think so.
I can't tell if the other jetpacks
It looks
are
Beskar to me.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh,
know
he's
for
an
a fact-
invincible jetpack.
It gets okay. I think I've brought this up here before. Maybe not. Mando gets hit with a blaster like multiple times each episode, and no one else does, and it just isn't realistic. It's like he can't be everyone's shield. Like eventually, someone else is gonna get hit besides him, and that never happens. And he's like perfectly fine because of the Beskar, and that's
Mando's just invincible in like every combat
he
situation.
literally is, and he never gets
like,
hit anywhere that's not the
Just
Beskar
no
either.
tension. He's just invincible. So I'm like,
Ugh.
oh, okay, I know he's gonna make it out of here. This
Yeah.
is so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't
that's
know
really
why you guys are complaining though, because Jedi are basically always invincible. Look at Rey.
Jedi can't just get shot and like
multiple times and be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
like there's a skill to a Jedi. They deflect blaster bolts and they move around super fast. Like Mando's just standing there and the stormtroopers are just shooting him.
And they don't ever get in between a chink.
He's just invincible. Like even lightsabers can't cut the guy. Like if Moff Gideon tries to
before
take
the
a
show,
swing at Mando with his dark saber, like Mando's gonna be fine.
Before the show, we were told that Beskar could repel like 3 or 4 lightsaber hits. No, because someone literally uses a Beskar spear just to fight Ahsoka with her 2 lightsabers.
Yeah, that's really true.
Well, that might be true. Oh, hold on. I got $2 from TJ Brix. This says, "Don't worry, Gene's guy will save everyone." That's funny. But that might be true if it's because she says that that spear was pure Beskar, and I assume what that means is it's not melted down and reformed.
Well,
it is
pretty
reformed.
sure-
Because when we see Ahsoka,
I'm pretty sure she says, "Is pure Beskar like your armor?"
I don't know if she says that, but it would
she
still
does.
make
I'm not
sense
sure.
because Mando was able to deflect like 2 or 3 hilts from Ahsoka with his own armor, but we never see more than that.
Right, but the armor's fine. Like it's not like it took a beating or got dented.
Right.
Or
Yeah, there's no like scars or stuff on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be more effective if they only used that every now and then. And it could create more tension, you know? Like, oh, he was
Like
totally
Enriquez
just
or
saved.
something like
Yeah.
Yeah, like lucky he had
But
the
I-
Beskar, but now at this point I expect him just to get shot every episode and
Right.
be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but it does make sense though that the just like how you have like 24 karat, 14 karat gold, you have these different amounts of gold that you can put that same perspective on Beskar armor.
Sure, that makes sense. Like you can.
Have they
mix
said
them
that,
both
though?
together.
No, but I think that's what they were kind of referring to.
I'm pretty sure it's
feel
all
like-
just pure Beskar.
See, I remember thinking that, David, and then they said like another line that made me change my train of thought, but I'm not sure. I have to go rewatch the that last episode.
Okay, but that's where
Anyway.
my mindset on that is. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
necessarily canon or fact, but I don't know.
It's a good idea, though.
Yeah, before the show, it was like kind of considered canon, but not really. That Beskar could repel like a few lightsaber hits, but I guess now that's not canon.
It's very
and it can just
well. It's true that I can repel a lightsaber.
right, but like more than a few. It's basically a lightsaber.
A metal lightsaber.
hmm Oh, and that I guess Mando would probably fight Moff Gideon with his metal lightsaber.
Oh.
Yeah, I know a lot of
Lightsaber
people have already
versus
started
metal
speculating
That's
about
what this
that.
is getting set up for. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
no.
Having that spear allows him to fight the dark saber.
That's interesting.
I guess we now know how the Mandalorians from like the ancient Mandalorian wars fought the Jedi. They just
Yeah.
formed Beskar swords
Yep.
because
So you know, if you look at it that way, it really honestly ties a lot of things together.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go now. But
All right,
it was a
Bricko.
fun
Well,
stream.
thanks for having you.
all right,
Yep.
see ya.
See ya.
Colt, Mr. Bob was on here, but he won't be joining us again. He has to go work.
Oh, nice.
Just letting you know. Shoot.
The Simeon says it's called plot armor. It's been around forever. The main character never dies. I don't think we need to impact.
Simeon, come
Simeon,
on.
it's like,
Get in here.
Here's the thing, Simeon. It's literal plot armor. Like, he can get shot a billion times and he's fine. Like, there's no tension about, oh, he's going to get hurt or anything.
Yeah, it's not the...
That's the problem.
It's the issue that, oh, we're worried, like, the main character's going to... No, he's not going to die. But they can still create suspense by not making him feel so invincible or by using that every time as a scapegoat.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I get
It's
that,
what
but,
it's-
you know, we always thought Baby Yoda wasn't going to go anywhere, or he was always going to be near Mando, but that's not the case now. So I wouldn't say
That's
everything... What? Go ahead.
That's just I'm just saying that, like, Mando's basically literally invincible and just it's like I don't know. I've said all I needed to say. Yeah.
All right. Well, Coltina, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm finishing up the set right now.
All right. Hey.
Good
Colt,
talking to you.
yeah. I will. I guess, Colt, I'll see you on Sunday.
I guess so. I'm getting paid for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, later.
Bye. Thanks, guys. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm basically just finishing this up. I can see you guys talking in the comments down below. I think we had a pretty good discussion. I feel like we talked a good bit of key points about today's episode. How many people are still watching? Just about 200, so we had a pretty consistent stream. Nice. Awesome. Well, do you guys have any other questions before I head off? Anything you want to ask me about the newest episode, my thoughts, or any of that jazz before I finish this all up here? I don't know how I feel about this Dio set. It's okay, I guess, but I'm not getting like, ooh, this is such a great set. Maybe I'm hating on it too much. There we go. So you twist it like that, yep, and you can also move it. Okay, well that's kind of neat. You can move it up and down, and you can spin the head. So I mean, at least it's accurate, right? It looks accurate. It's definitely smaller than I thought it would be. I just got to build the stand. We're all done. See how long we stream? About hour and 45 minutes. Good. That was my plan, is to stream for about 2 hours. So doing just dandy. When is the Coliseum stream? It'll be Sunday. I have a video coming out that'll it's Sunday at 11 a.m. is my plan. I have a video coming out tonight, I think. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow of all the details. I'm honestly not gonna lie, I'm getting cold feet. I'm thinking maybe I should just build the Coliseum on my own time and just make a time lapse of it. I really don't know if I can build the whole thing in one sitting, because the more I think about it, the more I realize that any of these bigger builds have always taken at least 2 days for me. Like, I'm thinking about the Imperial Star Destroyer, I'm thinking about the Falcon. I've never been able to do them in like 1 day, even if I take breaks. So I don't know, that does worry me slightly. So if I for some reason decide not to do it, or to split it up into parts or something, I will let you guys know. Like I said, my estimate is 14 hours. Could be more, could be less, of building the Coliseum, but we'll see. And there's the little Dio minifigure. Just put it in there. Voila. Alright, there we go. There's our set, guys. Cool. All right, so we have now finished building our 2 sets. Bring these back over here. Take that out of the way. All right, before we go, we'll go ahead and just quickly look at the 2 sets. So the Dio set, first impressions, it's actually pretty well built, not going to lie. The build wasn't especially that fun, but I do like the function. It is accurate. They did get the functions down. You can move this part right here, and then this part right here to spin the head. So, I mean, it's accurate in terms of its movement. So, I mean, in terms of like capturing the real character, this is actually very well done with being brick built. They did a good job. It is kind of a complicated character to make. So, given the limitations of the brick, I do feel like as a Lego set, they did do a pretty good job, actually. I am impressed. This wheelbase here, not the easiest thing to make. There is some technique involved, but it's not too bad. It's honestly not that bad. But yeah, I do like the wobbly head. It's different. Of course, you have the UCS plaque. So going by my logic, this is technically a UCS Dio set, which is interesting. Not sure how I feel about that, but you know, is it worth the $55 you can get it for today? It's definitely not worth $70. I'm sorry, Lego, but that is way overpriced. $70 for this, I guess I can understand a little bit. It does have weight. It is a better built set than I think a lot of you would imagine, but $55 seems reasonable. If you are remotely interested in it, $55 seems like an okay price. Anything below $55 is probably worth it, but I know it's going for $55 on Amazon, but you know, it's up to you guys. As for this set, the Mandalorian and the Child, this is so well made. The little cradle that the child's in, oh my god, this is perfect. And little baby Yoda right here, and then I love that you can flip the ears around, right? And you can make them look sad. That is so cute, and I love it. This is just adorable. It's something small. It's not that expensive. It's $20. It looks great. It's super accurate looking. I really enjoyed the build. And Mando here, he actually, especially here in the face, there's some really good building techniques being used. I like that you have both weapons, his pistol and the bigger rifle here on the back. So, job well done. I think this is a great set. It's much better than I think a lot of you would expect it to be. So, this is definitely one I would pick up at some point. This is a good, you know, put on your chest, put on your night table type of set. It's fun to look at. If you're enjoying The Mandalorian, I think you'll enjoy this set. You can probably find it for pretty cheap. Let me look it up and see if I can find it anywhere cheaper than $20 at the moment. Whoops, didn't mean to shake the table. Because I am kind of curious myself. I just look up the set number, 75317. Yeah, so it looks like I can get it for $15, possibly. It's $20, $19.95 at Walmart. Yeah, so, I mean, if you can pick it up for cheaper, I would. I think it's a pretty good set. I have a $20 Target gift card, so if you had a gift card, this might be the move. It's a nice cheap set. Honestly, I think it's underrated. It is a good build. It was fun to build. 295 pieces. That's pretty solid for $20. It's not bad at all, actually. This set, on the other hand, 500 pieces, $70. No. Not a good value. It's an okay set. It is definitely better than I think a lot of you expect. I mean, you can see it's actually, considering it's kind of floating. Okay, well, I take back what I said. It's not that sturdy. It's not completely indestructible, but I mean, you just saw it wasn't that bad to put it back. So this is definitely more of a display piece, which is fine. It's meant to be a display piece, so you shouldn't shake it like that. But yeah, all right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys on episode 50, which will be the Coliseum. I don't know if I'll finish building the Coliseum. I might do a part 1, part 2. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Am I crazy enough to build the whole thing in one stream? I don't know. We'll see, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.